Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Friday. I'm really excited. There's a lot to talk about. In fact, I've been talking nonstop since early this morning. uh, yeah, did a little work stuff, and then did my 6 minute daily. Went over to Midnight's Edge in the morning. Talked a little bit about some of the cool anime that I've enjoyed, like Cowboy Bebop and so on, which we're going to get into a little bit here, but maybe not quite as in depth as others. I absolutely. Appreciate everybody that's stopping by to check out this show. There's so many other things going on live right now. So those of you who are here early and are here right now, thank you. For those of you who are watching on the replay or are catching up, thank you. In fact, thank you all. We're growing the subscriber base on a fairly consistent basis. I would love to be growing a little faster, but hey, we're getting close. We want to get to the end year goal somewhere around 5,000 if possible subscribers here on YouTube. But if we don't make it, it's okay. I would like to see the channel continue to grow, and so I will continue to offer you my takes on things in a very different way. This weekend, I am working on a video for Monday, so we'll get back to regular video releases, and hopefully that'll be very good for most people. You'll get to enjoy some of the stuff that I think about the way the industry is operating. And we have some things I think that are going to be covered this weekend that are going to kind of break down some of the hiccups that Hollywood has run into when it comes to the global crisis that we're still going through, I guess, or that we largely went through substantially last year. But they're running into some trouble, and we'll talk about that as well. We also have a story that should surprise no one about Shang-Chi. We'll talk about that Tom over at Midnight's Edge brought to my attention. And wow. Yeah. And pray for those that are in the path of Ida, the hurricane that's bound to hit the same area where Katrina hit just several years ago. So thoughts and prayers to those humans that are in the path of that, like our friend VR and so many other people that I won't call out for living in the region. But New Orleans is about to get stomped again, and that's no good. That's no good indeed. But let's say hi to those of you that have arrived in the chat, like the moderator, member, and friend. Lord Thoth is here. Good to see you, my friend. Of course, another amazing supporter of the channel, Canadian Spider-Man. It's good to see you, my friend, of course. Also a moderator here. Daisy Blossom Flower Child has sent a super chat for $5. This is really cool. I love this, and thank you for that. We'll get to that in just a moment. Cody Guy is usually here early. Thank you, Cody Guy. I appreciate you. One Man Show as well, who's also following me over on Twitch, which I just started a few days ago, where Daisy Blossom and many others have followed me. So thank you all for that. You guys are the best. Aluvrian Imakara, one of my earliest members and subscribers, and one of the coolest people you'll find on the internet. I hope Iluvrian starts to do more and more stuff on streams. We're going to try to get a member stream together beginning of next week to close out August, and we'll do an early one in September. I may actually do a member stream from a remote location that I'm going to go to here in the near future. I always think those are kind of fun. Theme Park Casuals in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Of course, Jay Allman. I have your email. I've been parsing through it. Your conclusions seem to be right in line with things. We can talk. We'll talk at length about that. I'll send you a response back probably sometime next week. Keely Chow, it's great to see you, my friend. The ever lovely Tina Bojan is here. Yeah, absolutely. Man, I feel like we need a flag at half-mast right along with what you've got there, Tina, based on stuff going on right now. Hey, it's so good to see you, Naughty Monkey of Wrath. And your Muslim uncle says, Rocket Man. Absolutely. Thanks for being here. Appreciate your support. Your Muslim uncle is awesome and is everywhere. Rogue Disney's in the house. Good to see you. Nikki D, good to see you. Trinoculous Pieces, happy Friday. Indeed, happy Friday to all. Yeah, a lot of people are upset about the Faye Valentine stuff, and we're going to get into that right away because a lot of people are, still flowing in. E. Clay Thomason, it's good to see you, my friend. Keck44, good to see you. Manowar 665, the neighbor of the beast. Yeah, it's good to see you, my friend. Projecting her insecurities. Yes, I would say that's probably true. Why else would you come out and do that unless otherwise instructed? And as for, aforementioned, Daisy Blossom with the with the super sticker. Thank you so very much for that. I appreciate it. Daisy Blossom's a huge supporter of so many of us, and I absolutely love it. Of course, it is my favorite little Shiba Inu dog. You guys know I love these stickers, right? The little Shiba Inus are the cutest thing in the universe. I would definitely adopt one if there was one that needed rescue. Once I no longer have Bear Dog, but the problem is they are fiercely defensive of a singular owner, and they can be difficult at times. And I like that. Wow, I didn't want to hear any of those things, but good to see you guys. Just another red shirt. Hail back, he said. Mr. Shirt says to Keck. Yeah, projecting. I knew what you were saying, my friend. Hey, Soul Assassin's here. What's going on, Soul Assassin? Good to see you. Let's see, so many of you here. Are you saying Shang-Chi on purpose? I don't get it. How would you like me to say Shang-Chi? Am I saying it wrong? Is the S not translating? Hey, executive producer Sol Leibowitz, good to see you. Maybe the mic's cutting it. Maybe the gate is. I don't know. Let's see. Faye deserves better than this Daniela. Yeah. Pineda, I think is her last name. Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness attached to that. Let's dive into it. We can absolutely do it. Shiba Inu are also pricey right now. Yeah, they are. Yeah. The Shiba Inu coin, though, on the cryptocurrency market, not so much. It's one of the ones that I'm invested in because it sounds like Amazon may accept it as a form of payment in the future, amongst other places. So yay, we start rooting for companies starting to take the cryptos, because the cryptos have value that continues to rise. Little fluctuations here and there, a little turbulent at times for sure, but there you are. I like 2-inch waist and boobs in my bebop. Or was it bebop in my boobs? I don't know, Lord Thoth, but I do know this. No woman has a 2-inch waist. That was hyperbole. She was, trying to, call into question people being thin. I don't know. Or healthy. I don't know. Again, I have a little excessive girth right now. I'm not one that would probably, be super happy with my figure in a swimming pool, and haven't been. But hey, I can take care of that with some solid effort. Sometimes you can't, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, Lhasa Apso. Yeah, rescued only Shih Tzus. Yeah, she yeah, Shih Tzus. Yeah, I just worry about them being so fierce. Maybe my ears. I'm old. Yeah. No, I thought I was pronouncing it right. Quite possibly. What's going on, memes? You can spend your Shibas on a Shiba Inu. That's true. Yeah. But I'm a big fan. I am big and round like a beach ball. Yeah. A lot of people look, it's just, we all stop and look at the things that are aesthetically pleasing. And, Faye Valentine, if you are trying to do a live action make of something that exists in the world, you want to target people that represent those characters. I mean, that seems like, basic, right? Seems basic. But let's get into the articles. Let's start with the Bounding into Comics, because I think this is probably one of the better ones. They've been covering Cowboy Bebop the whole way. John and everybody over there do an incredible job. I love those guys, those folks over there, all of them, guys and gals. But Bounding into Comics, Cowboy Bebop actress Daniela Pineda appears to deride fans for criticizing Netflix's live action Faye Valentine. Almost said Faye Vincent. That's a baseball reference. Anyway. Cowboy Bebop actress Daniela Pineda, who plays Faye Valentine in the upcoming Netflix live-action adaptation of the show, recently appeared to deride fans following Netflix's first look photos at the series. The new move by Pineda appears to be the latest marketing stunt from Netflix in an attempt to get people interested in the show. It's dumb. First of all, in this first look, notice that Ein is on a leash. I don't want to break the show down too much, and it's some of the stuff I didn't talk about on Midnight's Edge in the morning, where I was just over there out, hanging out. I mean, it was brought, the chat said specifically, Ein's never on a leash, never on a leash. Number one. Number two, Ein is essentially a data dog. Let's just call Ein that. Ein is not as Ein appears to be, right? Just like Faye isn't supposed to be as she appears to be. Faye is Faye's a femme fatale. She is a con artist. She puts one over on you because her looks disarm you, which is how femme fatales work, kids. And she's being chased about and is trying to work off an enormous debt. But essentially, this show's about bounty hunters in space. Well, I mean, not always in space. Obviously, they do their business on the ground, but it's essentially a way of controlling an unruly dystopian crime problem that you have when you're spread across many different planets in 2070. And yeah, they've swapped some characters, but and that's another problem with this Danielle Pineda person. She is not as she is supposed to appear, not just from her physical appearance, as far as her stature and how she's built physically. She's not within the ethnicity of it all. But hey, I don't want to get into those things. I just want to talk about the fact that she essentially, if she wasn't put up to do this, has now put a target on this show's back. And, maybe that's a way they knew this was going to be a problem or not successful. And they didn't want it to get, mocked. So they come out early and they do the negative stuff, which didn't work for anything that they've done this kind of marketing with before. It didn't even bring in the people they wanted it to. And maybe Netflix loses another bunch of people. Now, of course, we're losing the StreamYard. StreamYard can't seem to keep me working. Whatever. Anyway, so here we go. Pineda posted an update on her Instagram story section called Fan Apology, I guess. The video has subsequently been uploaded to YouTube by a user named Ibram Akagaz, although the below video does not include the ending. So we should probably... Do you guys want to watch this? I know you've probably seen this a few times. I'm going to pause and wait for the chat to catch up. Yeah, I've seen a lot of fake cosplayers prove the actress wrong. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, and BBW, absolutely, my friend. That's not actually what I'm talking about, but that's okay. I mean, good to see you, Zax, by the way. At least Ein is a corgi again. Yeah, we almost got a husky. That's true. That was almost a change. Netflix originals equal woke SJW NPC Kaka. Well, Commander Ed Striker of Shadow. I think that's probably true. I have a description of Daniela's behavior. She is a crap stack. Was a smokestack, now a crap stack. Well, there you go. Great thumbnail. Yeah, isn't that amazing? People criticized Cavill's portrayal of The Witcher, and he didn't attack fans. Instead, he was respectful. Yeah, and then it turned out that everybody freaking loved the show. We can always watch it again to point, laugh, and shake our heads. Okay, well, then that's what we'll do. Oh, and thank you, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser, for the $5 super chat. And here it is. Hi, Mr. Culture and Culture Boss. Yeah, she's watching. She's in stealth mode at the office anyway. So here we go. We'll watch this. Oh, crap. I don't think I shared audio. Oh, bad YouTube. Bad YouTubing indeed. So now I have to stop the screen share and I have to share it again because I'm adult. Everybody makes mistakes, kids. All right. And we go to the Chrome tab and select that. Bam. And I just want to say thank you again to everybody over Bounding Into Comics for giving us great content like this. And away we go.
Hey, guys. So, as you know, our Cowboy Bebop...
How is this buffering? Is that buffering for you guys?
Hey, guys. So, as you know, our Cowboy...
Man. Maybe we're not going to run it. One more try.
Hey guys, so as you know, our
Okay, I give up. I'm having all kinds of issues today, kids. I apologize. I apologize wholeheartedly. Not sure what's going on. I normally don't have any issues with
Cowboy
with
Bebop
any of
first
this.
look dropped today, which was so exciting.
Yeah, it's not translating at all. Maybe there we go. I should
Hey
have downloaded it.
guys, so as you know, our Cowboy Bebop
Forget it. Anyway, she says some dumb stuff, and it is what it is. But here is the transcript. Hey guys, as you know, our Cowboy Bebop first look dropped today, which was so exciting. And I just wanted to address a couple of things that keep coming up in the comments amongst fans. Now, she used the archaic version of Among. So, props to her for that. She then proceeded to sarcastically deride critics of the first look, saying, "First, I want to apologize to the fans that I did not anatomically match Faye Valentine's character, 6 foot, double D size breasts, 2-inch waist." Okay, first of all, that's not Faye. Faye is, as was pointed out earlier in the Midnight's Edge in the morning stream, is like 5 feet 6 inches or something in that area. I'm not sure she has double D, but she does have, an appreciable size for her bust. And she does not in any way have a 2-inch waist. I don't know where they get this. It's like she isn't even familiar with the material. But hey, usually they aren't, right? They just looked everywhere for that woman and they couldn't find her. It was kind of weird. So they just went with my short butt. I know. I know. Am I right? Question mark. Okay. There was talk about, like, can we put Daniela in a time machine and maybe give her different parents so she has different genetic information to sort of make her look better? It proved to be too complicated. Well, that was kind of a humorous statement, but again, kind of done in, a very sarcastic and pointed way. Pineda then addressed the criticism of the outfit. The other thing I wanted to bring up was I wanted to apologize that the outfit I'm wearing is not exactly what she wears in the anime. Okay, I don't think it would be that hard to do this costume. We've seen it done by dozens and dozens of cosplayers. And if you go back into June and look at the Bounding into Comics archives, they show 20 examples of human beings, A, looking very much like this character, and B, wearing this costume. Also, Mila Jovovich wore far less in The Fifth Element and was able to, kind of kick butt in what she was wearing. But I digress. She continued, we tried doing stunts in tissue paper. Does it look like Faye wears tissue paper? No. Things disappear. They rip sometimes. It just got lost. And that's kind of where she goes completely off the rails, saying, anyway, like I was saying, that original costume, they made a couple of them, but like I said, they sort of got slurped up in my various crevices, never to be retrieved again. So we really needed to build something that could withstand the test of time. I guess the video turns into a Rickroll, which means she's trolling people and trolling fans, I guess. I don't know. It is what it is. It's an interesting question. Pineda wrote, "Oh man, they better not ruin this. I mean, where's Ed? They better not mess this up. Why isn't Faye half naked?" No, that's not what anybody said. And that was her take on it. I don't even understand this chick, to be honest with you. This woman, excuse me. I'm just frustrated. Back in June 2020, the show's Netflix writer, Javier Grillo Marsac, or however you say that, Marshall, confirmed Valentine's costume would be changed for the show. He explained the reasoning behind the change, saying, "We need to have a real human being wearing that." Not only did this guy confirm they would be changing Valentine's costume, they also feel the show would not be a one-to-one adaptation of the anime. So why even bother? Why even bother? And the writer didn't even mention Ed. I'm frustrated. Are you guys frustrated? I don't know. I look, why even bother making this? Why I know you guys have some thoughts on this. So I'm going to hit the chat here real quick and take a look at those thoughts. Bear with me a second while I get the next article queued. Let's see. Yeah, her expressions give it away that she's essentially calling out fans. Look, don't do that. I mean, you basically got a playbook from the that we covered actually yesterday afternoon over on Midnight's Edge After Dark of how not to attack fans and sell your property and do good by it at the same time by the writer of Cobra Kai. The producer, the showrunner, the people that are in charge of that, they actually like the material. These people don't like any of the crap they're adapting. Looks like she's doing something. Yeah, she is. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jay Elman. Apologize for that. Yeah, Eric was definitely talking about it too. Yeah. Why is she recording a video in her bathrobe? Don't know. Don't care. Oh dear, no woke explaining. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's good to see you, memes. Net neutrality. Yeah, well, I'm not allowed to have any net right now. I don't know what's going on. But I'm at least, right now StreamYard's mostly stable. If Netflix Netflix sabotaged to kill the spread of her stupidity. Oh yeah, that may be what's happening too. Yeah. All I can think of right now is Buffy the Vampire Slayer podcast buffering the Vampire Slayer. You guys are funny. Hey, what's going on, Dylan? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I didn't see any tissue paper either, Darth Haster, and I didn't in watching the anime series. That wasn't tissue paper. It's freaking, she's wearing actual clothes. Hail all 2-inch waist. I'm not familiar with this character, but wow, 2 inches. She's kind of small, unless she's under 1 foot tall or something. Yeah, MTAC Shark. No, that was a hyperbole, and that's the only way these people know how to sarcastically deride the fan base. Show me on the anime where they use tissue paper. Yes, please. Why is Netflix adaptation costume frumpy? I don't know. Can't answer that question. So cosplayers are not real people. No, they are, Daisy Blossom, and they are beautiful. Actually, just very angry at Culture Casino. At me? Oh, no. Nice to have your stream to chill a bit. Thanks. No, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the whole point. I don't really want to dive into this stuff. This is the stuff you're going to hear about all weekend, so just be prepared. So hot about this. They may smell like calamari over here. Oh, boy. Wow. Namaste at work again. So having to be sneaky. Well, thank you, Karen Prime, and I appreciate your support. What's up, Big Ols? Culture is the best 3-point shooter NBA Jam has ever seen. Well, I was ringing him up. We had a lot of fun. Gosh, guys, if you get a chance to hang out with anybody in our fellowship of humans, do it. Totally worth it. Lift you up. Absolutely. So Netflix picks a skinny, boyish looking lady to replace beautiful, sexy, feminine women. Yeah, that seems to be pretty consistent. Yeah, and F off Netflix. Yes, that seems to be a sentiment that's, yeah. Cobra Kai till I die. Yeah, Tim Possible in the house, kids. Gotta love Tim. Tim Possible. Gotta love Tim Talks. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in all of our channels, so do check that out. I love you guys. Calamari. Yeah, well, yeah. Darth Haster says, yeah. Calamari. There you go. That's where the joke comes from. Good to see you here. Yes, absolutely. Good to see you all here. So we're 25 minutes in. That's enough of my day dedicated to Faye Valentine. We can certainly talk about it later on other streams. Again, my perspective comes from somebody who really loved the art of the anime and really appreciated Cowboy Bebop for what it was. Right now, each one of these episodes is 55 minutes long. There are 10 episodes to this first season. I imagine this second season, if they get it, will be 10 episodes as well. And then the series will wrap just like the anime did. I don't think they can take it anywhere. And I have not seen a casting sheet for Ed. If it exists and you find it, let me know. If Ed's not in the show, kind of is weird. I mean, they already did some weirdness with Gren. And Gren was a troubled enough character as it was, and great into the single episode that Gren appeared in. Kind of important. I don't want to get into that. I'm rehashing a thing. They're just finding the best way to destroy stuff. It's just constant. Absolutely constant. Hey, what's going on, Super Family? Good to see you. Never watched it, but they didn't even do the color scheme the same. Nope. It does not look like it's supposed to. Imagine this. Originally set in kind of a cross between like New York and Hong Kong in its aesthetic when it was on like the planet, right? And the spaceship that they travel in is actually called the Bebop. And the bounty hunters are referred to as cowboys. And that's why, the show starts and ends the way it does. You should watch it if you don't get a chance. Apparently, it's available right now. The entire run on Blu-ray is available at Walmart. Go get it. It's freaking great. You'll love it. And it's the art style that I like, which is like Last Exile. And by the way, I really enjoy Trigun. I'm almost done with that completely, so pretty pumped. Yeah, it's on Hulu, 26 episodes in one season. Is that right? Yeah, basically. Yeah. They'll make Ed. Yeah. That's kind of what they were shooting for, I think, which is really going to flip out the people that are involved in the show. This was great anime they do not need to touch, like Dragon Ball Z. I agree with you. Hey, memes is. By the way, memes. It seems like your quantum gravity is loopy. Just want to say that. Yes, that thick bass in the intro music was boss. Yeah, I love it. The style is just amazing. Anyway, moving on from there, let's talk about the Batman, shall we? It seems like DC and Warner Brothers have dropped brand new The Batman footage at CinemaCon. Yep, and so far it hasn't leaked as of yes. Although some new footage of Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle and Robert Pattinson in the Batsuit was released a few months ago, all that hype for Matt Reeves' upcoming The Batman was built around the debut of the first film's trailer during last year's DC Fandom Showcase, which I thought was underwhelming. I thought the entire thing was underwhelming, but that's just me. Can't convince the DC fanboys otherwise, but that's okay. That's beginning to change, however, as earlier this week, Warner Brothers offered a new look at the film to attendees of CinemaCon. So far, it has not leaked, which blows my mind. According to the news outlet, as Bruce Wayne's as Bruce Wayne walls to ominous piano. I don't know what this means. A new quote from Pattinson is heard. For some reason, Batman has always stood to as one of the major characters. It's got to be stood out as one of the major characters of the 20th century, he says. This is weird. The clip then cuts to a shot of him taking off the cowl, wherein he adds that the Batman is radically different from other installments before being joined by director Matt Reeves, who chimes in, "We haven't seen anything grounding it the way year one does." All right. Reeves then reminds everyone that it's not an origin story like Batman Begins. Instead, this version of Bruce is early on in his career as a vigilante, despite having been at it for a few years. More footage gave an extended peek at explosions, cops, Battinson beating up thugs, and ominous red lighting that's a trademark of the trailer, and film art by Jim Lee. That's kind of cool. He's really working out his rage, Pattinson says over clip of the various weapons being used to stop some thugs. All the fights seem very personal. We can't wait for you to see them. By the way, this is not consistent with Batman at all, but hey, it is what it is. We can't wait for you to see the Batman in theaters next year. Reeves concludes as the Batmobile drives away with flames behind it. And what we're trying to do is create a version of it, Gotham, and much more that you haven't seen before, which kind of means changing stuff, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, good to see you, Real Wade Nation. Just getting over allergies. Thank goodness. This is. Biggles, check it out, man. You'll like going back to Cowboy Bebop. It'll be great. Oh, Midnight's Edge Raid. Well, thank you, D-Bud Martin, and all of you who have joined us. Appreciate that. Do hit the like button on the way in the door, and thank you, Joachim Stark. Darius Munchausen sends his traditional super sticker, $1.49. I appreciate that, my friend. It is a box of popcorn. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Glitter bomb. That's right. And that's exactly what I think the Battinson is going to be. Hey, Rob Altus. Thanks for popping over here, my friend. Good to see you. M.E. Raid. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Pete Dan Cat. Hey. Thanks for stopping by, Pete. Appreciate you. Man, guys, just everybody rolled in. Cool. So let's continue on. The first shot of Andy Serkis as Alfred could also be seen, although comicbook.com provides no additional elaboration on its inclusion beyond its placement in the reel. So even if we don't get to see all this new footage, we should catch our first glimpse of Serkis as Alfred before the Batman premieres on March 4th, 2022. Are you excited to see this? They ask in their article. I don't know, guys. Are you excited to see this? Do you spark a Batman? You will. Mike likes tacos, as you saw on the screen and got the audio cue, says, for $4.99, major opportunity was missed by not having a Batman Beyond based on Nolan's world. Genetic typewriters and pandemic threats. So many ways to go. Absolutely. So a lot of not reallys in the chat about being excited to see this. Real vampires don't sparkle. That's true. I got to meet Angelus Draven. He doesn't sparkle at all. Let's see. Buffy rocks. Twilight's not the best. Captain Marvel is also not the best. And I agree with those sentiments. Although I'm not saying that word, Keely. I'm trying to be good today. I don't get this new Batman. I think it might bomb. What do you think? I think it's going to bomb. E. Clay Thomas. And I've said that every single appearance I've had here on this channel and everywhere else. I think this thing's going to tank hard. Of course, take that with the grain of salt, as I still don't think, despite its positive reception of over 350, probably 400 million views of the trailer for the new Spider-Man film, I don't think you're going to see that film just be an outrageous smash hit. I mean, maybe by global crisis standards it might be, but I don't think it's going to be $1 billion film. Pete says, I'm so in for this new Batman film. I thought the trailer was solid. Pete, I understand that, and I know people who are in that same camp. I'm worried, though. Okay? And I think that's what it is. I think I'm worried. I'll be happy to eat my words. I don't mind being wrong. Hey, what's up, Tommy? Good to see you. Yeah. And thanks again, Mike Likes Tacos, for the super chat, my friend. It's not too late to click the like button. No, actually, it's quite early. Go ahead, click it. Click that like button. Like the show. Share it out. Say hi to people. That's the fun thing. Adam West is the only Batman. A lot of people think that. That's true. Captain Marvel could be used as a boat anchor. Yeah, usually wood floats, though, right? Planks of wood. I'll check it out because I'm a Batman fan, and I will too. And I'm going to try to go in there with an open mind. I just don't anticipate it's going to blow my socks off. You know what I mean? Yeah, sorry about that, Tommy. We won't be on the subject very long. But new footage was released, which is essentially the whole crux of this to begin with. And thank you again, Mike, for your participation here. Lindsay is here. Hey there, hi there, ho there. We're as welcome as can be. You're as welcome as can be. MIC. See you real soon. KEY. Why? Because we woke you. DYSTOPIA. Anyway, that was live, not planned. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, I'm interested in seeing the new Batman film. I'm biased. Okay, Batman is my favorite comic book character, and I would love to see Batfleck. Me too. K. John Boom with the cool avatar, as always. I prefer the DC animated shows and direct-to-video movies, and most people do. Want more Culture Casino? Check me out on Twitter. Thank you for that, Tina Bojan. You are doing a great job of promotion. Thank you. Spidey will do some endgame numbers. Then 3 months later, people will look back and wonder what they were so excited about. Well, I think so. Yeah, Crease 1984. Great name. Great avatar. So that's the radical change Battinson was talking about. Maybe. Don't know. Michael Keaton is my Batman. Lindsay, Michael Keaton was my big Batman, right? I loved Adam West, no denying that. Love those TV shows. But then Batman 89 came out and blew my mind. So great. Talk about a film that dominated a summer. Amazing. And Tommy, Mr. Tickle Trunk has hit the this super chat thing. We'll get to that in just a second. Thank you for that. Wow, everybody's just rolling and saying hi. Mr. Tickle Trunk sends a super sticker, Canadian $5. It says, "How's it going?" It's going great. I hope you're doing well. Hope things up there are better, and hope you're making bank, my friend. Hope your industry is rolling right now. It should be. Let's see. My Batman is Terry McGinnis. A lot of people's are. Yeah, a lot of people likes that. I like that. Keaton is my Batman. You're gonna get a lot of that. Hey, what's up, Ken Jack Ben? Batman 89 is no different than Batman 66. It's amazing what a fresh coat of paint will do to people's memory. Exactly. Yeah, if you put a fresh coat of paint on it and you make it awesome, people will love it. I want this to be awesome. There were some shots in the original trailer that I was really thinking are very cool, and then there was some stuff in it I just didn't want to see. Not to mention the stuff around it that was kind of bothering me. But it is what it is. Hey, George, it's good to see you. George Molo is in the house. Everyone say hello to George. I saw Batman 89 in the theater at the age of 6. It definitely blew my mind seeing it on the big screen. Yeah, and I had that same moment, right? The film that lit my fuse was still Star Wars in the theater at 6 and 7 years old. Amazing film. Many actors can play Batman, but Kevin Conroy is the true voice of Batman. Well, some people think that too. Oh, here you go. This is a good take. Keely Chow says Adam West is the TV Batman. Michael Keaton is my movie Batman. And Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman. A lot of people say that. Yeah, a lot of people say that the official Joker voice is Hamill's Joker. I don't know. Kind of tough deal. Let's see. Adam West Forever. Yeah, I love the original TV show. It was a lot of fun. It really was. Yeah, everybody's saying hi to George in the chat. Love it. Support George. George is awesome. Okay. Lord. Interius Munchin, your angel of pumpkin awaits. That's right. Pumpkins for everyone. Ken Jack Ben always comes in distributing the pumpkins. All right, let's get rid of this story. We're done with the bat. I sadly grew up with no knowledge of Star Trek TOS, the original series, or Adam West Batman, but I recognized his voice from the Grey Ghost episode of TAS. Yes. Not after Batwoman killed him. Sorry, guys. Had to cough. Apologize. Let's see. All right. Let's get rolling. Let's get rolling indeed. We have more to cover, guys. More. In the midnight hour. We got more. Oh, this will be fun. Let's do this one. There's 41 of you in the chat. Hopefully everybody hits the like and share. I would appreciate that very much. Let's get ready to tumble. This is going to blow your mind whole. This is thank you to Tom over at Midnight's Edge. He found this. I think it's lovely. It's amazing. I think Yvette's here. Hi, Yvette. Good to see you. Good evening to you. Glad you could be here. Let's see. Oh, Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Yeah, very good. Thanks so much. Ooh, just stop Chick-fil-A. Oh, I'm hungry. Don't do that. I haven't had lunch yet. Gonna have to eat after the stream. You have Walton there to turn and cough for culture. No, I don't. Yeah, a lot of people think this memes. A lot of people think this. For those of you who said that the Batman Returns was too dark, there are a bunch of people lacking fortitude. Just keep at it, Yvette. We're good. All right, let's cover this story. Thank you to Tom once again over at Midnight's Edge for this one. Gold House teams with GoFundMe to fund Shang-Chi private screenings. Why are they doing this? This seems like the same playbook we've seen a couple of times now in building up some stuff, trying to artificially create widespread support for things. And I'm using widespread for a reason, guys. It's going to become one of my new wonder words. I'm going to start using all their wonder words against them. All their weasel words. Raj H for the Canadian $1.99 super sticker, which is always the thumbs up. Thank you, Raj. You're awesome. Appreciate you, my friend. Well, thank you, George. I absolutely appreciate that you're there every day in the background. A lot of people don't say much in there, and that's fine. I do the 6 minutes, for everybody all day, so hopefully everybody can get there if they can. If you can't make it live, it's a great stream, but I appreciate all your support, my friend. I really do. Today was a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of people wanted to be Cat. Well, a lot of young ladies thought they wanted to be Catwoman in Batman Returns. Yeah. I always find it funny how Marvel buys their own tickets. And that's the whole point here. And here we go. The Asian Pacific Islander organization is raising money to sponsor opening weekend theater buyouts of the historic Marvel movie for API community and nonprofit groups. Since 2017, the Asian American Pacific Islander nonprofits Gold House and CAPE have partnered to give AAPI movies a gold open, a successful opening weekend at the box office through theater buyouts and grassroots community marketing. So they're going to make this hollow. This makes it hollow. You buy out the theater, right? And even if nobody shows, the box office has artificially inflated numbers. This is heartbreaking. This is the racism of low expectations. You should be angry about this. The Asian American Pacific Islander community should be angry about this. For the Marvel Cinematic Universe's first movie to feature an API superhero in the lead role, the movement is trying something new. Gold House is partnering with GoFundMe to launch the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Rings Gold Open Community Fund, a portal that will raise money to sponsor private screenings of the historic film for API. Guess what? I'm going to now track this. The Gold House Foundation will donate to organizations directly as well as to fundraisers who participate in the Shang-Chi Challenge, which was started by Ron Han and the Black Panther Challenge creator Frederick Joseph to help kids in the Boys and Girls Club and other underserved API youth a chance to see a hero that looks like them on the big screen. Well, there have been heroes that look. I don't want to get into this. It's like anyway. The pandemic has ruptured perceptions about APIs, led to record high attacks, and dismantled too many small businesses. Look into where those attacks are coming from and look at who actually dismantled these small businesses. One of the best ways to fight back is to fight together on the world's biggest stages. Gold House President Bing Shen said in a statement, "We're grateful that GoFundMe, the API community, and allies have once again stepped up to show the world that we deserve opening weekend." Jeez. Superficial much? Thank you for the super sticker, my friend. Makani Draws. Check out Makani's art and Makani's channel. He does amazing draw streams, time lapses. He hosts Rogue Entertainment shows when he's available, and all around amazing person. One of my very best friends on YouTube. I appreciate him very much. And of course, the super sticker is, again, one of my favorite little Shiba Inu dogs hugging a heart. I love you too, buddy, very much. Yeah, let's go through your chats. Here it is. Let's see if this is going to flop. Well, it looks like they're going to try to make it not, at least not have the appearance of it in the first weekend. We'll see. What the effing crybaby losers. Sorry, Shang. You can whinge all you want, but people don't give a toss about you or your movie, says Aluvrian Imakara. Here's the thing. I mean, it's at one point in time, I was thinking, oh, this is kind of cool. Hopefully they adapt this well and don't set the expectations too lofty. Well, thank you very much for that. Yeah, historic. Oh boy. Yeah, what was those things? Yeah, activism cinema. That's actually a great way to describe it, Rob. You're 100% right. Yeah, historic. I know it makes me vomit. I was watching awesome films like for decades before it's so bad. Hope it doesn't, so it makes a better argument for ScarJo. ScarJo's going to lose her argument. This hasn't hit the trades yet. It will. But right now, Disney has a giant chunk, over 150 million in digital release numbers from Disney Plus and sell-throughs digitally. She's going to have a hard sell. But she isn't going to be paid appropriately. Going to be bad. Yeah, I'm drinking coffee too, by the way. Are these buyouts even legal? Yeah, they are. Absolutely. You can buy out a theater. Yeah, that's not the problem. I mean, when we start poking holes in this because of this kind of thing, I mean, it also goes to show you what happened with Captain Marvel and to some extent with Black Panther, where theaters were bought out. And, it's a kind of a cool idea, that an underserved community gets an opportunity to see a film. But that's not what you want to teach necessarily. Is that the only thing that matters is your physical characteristics, your immutables, I think is the right word for that descriptive there. Very frustrating. Yeah, buyouts. There you go. I also can't believe that the late Siskel and Ebert didn't review it when it was in theaters. Well, yeah, that's pretty funny, Keely Chow. Machini, I think I got to this. Thank you again. Ken Jack Ben. If this was about the Iron Fist and it was patterned after 1970s Shaw Brothers Kung Fu movies, there would be no stopping any from them going to theaters to see it. Absolutely. And think about this. I mean, one of my favorite characters growing up, it was in the short-lived Green Hornet show that was in syndicated reruns, and that featured Kato, who was played by one of my favorite actors, Bruce Lee. Very frustrated. Let's see. I don't think the movie's going to do well, and I think it's going to if it does well on opening weekend, they just made it hollow, depending upon how much they gather. Not that I know that it'll all be made available publicly, but if they're partnering with GoFundMe, those facts and figures are public. So we'll see. Yeah, Rob, I know this is why it's hard to get behind stuff. Yeah, I agree with you because it's artificial, it's activism, and that's sad and disappointing. Well, this is the first major film ever to star an Asian, so it is important. Insert photo of Bruce Lee and thousands of actors looking confused. Yes, and United Meows, great name change, says just ignore the 100,000 all Asian cast and crew movies that are made in Asia and all the hundreds of Asian superhero movies that have already been made in Asia. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Power Rangers. I mean, we can get into all this. I don't even want to do it. Yeah, historic film. Good question. Absolutely, my friends. Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, that little thing pops up. So thank you, M. Tax Shark. We'll get to you in just a second. And those others that have sent that as well. That's a kind of a new cool feature that's going to appear on this channel and also on my Twitch channel and anywhere else that I stream. I think it's kind of fun. Yeah, don't forget it. Well, wait, I'm highlighting the other chat where I see what things are, not what's actually happening live. I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't highlight the things I was trying to highlight. My dad's side of the family is part Native Hawaiian. Yeah, awesome. And he'd be discussing at this blatant cheat and stolen victory. I can understand that. And thank you, Makani Draws, for another $5 super chat. Dude, you must be getting paid now. Woo. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Good to see you, Horny Elf. Let's see what else. Nikki D's chatting with E. Clay Thomason. Shang-Chi will not do well. I agree with you. I like API and not IPA. Well, there you go. A decent IPA is not bad. That's a beverage. A victory is not one that is to be bought out. I agree with that. You effing deserve what you earn, you losers. If I'd had any interest in watching Shang-Chi, this would have turned me off entirely. Yeah, I think a lot of people agree with that. The stuff that's going on in AFG, I would love to talk about here, but I don't really dive blatantly into politics or leadership decisions on this channel. Someday, or maybe over on the Culture Casino channel on Odyssey when I get back to it next week. That's kind of stuff that Wes Moody and I will do over there rather than here. Sounds like what they're pulling with Captain Marvel. Yes. This is pathetic even for Marvel. Well, it's not necessarily them. It's just it's a cultural organization. And again, if their intentions are pure, more power to you. I mean, I worked with at-risk youth early on. I worked with an organization called the YMCA and their primetime program when I was a young person. And mentored kids and, helped them with their homework and taught them how to properly compete in sports and not act out when you win or lose. In fact, winning and losing serves a purpose, and you get a trophy if you win, not if you lose. All right. Anyway. Yeah, everything's a triumph now. Yeah. If that were true, we need to bring Triumph the dog back, I think. Absolutely. And thank you, George Moilo, for a super chat, a sizable one. We'll get there in just a second. Enter the Dragon was historic. Shang-Chi isn't anywhere near that. Nope. Tommy, don't forget the reports of empty theaters. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When the news repeats itself, don't you feel like you shouldn't also repeat yourself? Keep in mind, new people show up and want to hear what you're thinking. This is absolutely true. And thank you for those wise words, Mr. Tickletrunk, for a Canadian $5. Scrolling down. Enter the Dragon was awesome. Casablanca is one of my favorite films. Mine too. Let's see. George says something brilliant. I simply want great storytelling, good characters, and an actual arc, and to stick to the heroes or the villains' canon identity. Me too. Could care less about what they look like as long as they act and fit the comic, or whatever else they're being adapted from, like Alexander Dumas's great things. What are we talking about? We are talking about something we were going to talk about on the stream you and I were both on, Diego, that I don't know if they got to over there on Mead. It's this. Goldhouse teams with GoFundMe to fund Shang-Chi private screenings. So there you are. That's what we're talking about. MTAC Shark for a $1.49 super sticker. Thank you, my friend. You are awesome. I appreciate the box of popcorn. The Gilk Man is in town. What's up, the Gilk Man? Yeah, salting the earth isn't going to win the audience. Yeah, and they've been doing nothing but salting the earth when it comes to all these properties. Shang-Chi intrigued me because it sounded different. Yes, it did. There was potential here. Then I saw the trailer and my interest went negative. I experienced the same thing. IP Man, oh yeah, and sequels. Although Ip Man, I've heard people do it both ways. There's some representation for you, yeah, dude, and former Shaolin monk, badass, Ooh, yeah. Makini draws $5 super chat from a few moments ago. Says, from what it sounds like, if they are successful with this campaign, then the box office growth will feel very, very artificial. It depends. If this only raises a few $100,000, I don't think it's going to make that kind of impact. But we're going to need to keep track of that. And we're also going to have to keep track of, whether or not theaters are legitimately sold out. We're going to have to start making contacts and reaching out to theatrical locations and talking to theater managers, exhibitors, talk directly with people that represent AMC to find out exactly what real physical attendance was and not just ticket attendance. Those are different numbers, guys. Ticketed attendance is different than physical attendance. That's why they announce actual attendance at ball games and not ticketed attendance at ball games. Because you have a lot of, what do you call them? Season ticket holders that don't show up for games. There you are. George Moilo for 1999. Thank you, George, for your generosity. I need to remember to hook up my soundboard for stuff like that since I don't normally do these things. We will hit the applause right there. There you go. Culture, do you think there's any way to prove through the theater chains whether Marvel pouches their tickets? Or purchases their tickets. If we could get proof, wouldn't that be a tremendous blow? Hail CultureCasino. It would be. And that's one of the things I think we need to do. I'm gonna go out to. I have several. I mean, I can go out to at least 30 chain theaters and try to make contacts and talk to managers about and present it as being somebody who's actually doing a genuine news story on it, because I would be, and being able to reach out to them and to collect this information, George. I think it's incumbent upon us in doing what we do here on YouTube and other places when calling out this kind of thing, that we do the actual legwork on some of it, or we find somebody who's done it already, which, believe it or not, some of these people have already done the legwork for you. Anecdotal stuff isn't going to help unless it's backed up by someone of authority in the position of like a theater manager, shift manager, or whatever that works in the theater that can say, no, absolutely, there were 8 people in this showing, right? So that's absolutely right on point. And I, you know what? I might take that upon myself to visit at least 4 or 5 of the local theaters when this film comes out. And actually, I'll go visit it beforehand, see if I can talk with the manager in person and see if they'd be willing to give me that information. This is legitimate news. And at certain points in time, people in our position here on YouTube have to represent, a form of citizen journalism. I mean, we need to combat facts with, fiction with facts, right? Yeah. Because, your feelings aren't factual information, and we need to have the factual information. So no, George, you're 1,000% right. Thank you for that super chat, my friend. It is a not god dang brainer. It's a no brainer that I'm not a college educated person. I've never made 6 figures, and even I understand what it takes to make money in the movie industry. Yeah, actually, and you know what? A lot of actors and other people that are in Hollywood that are in front of and behind the camera don't have advanced degrees. They don't possess MBAs. They're there. They learn the industry the way most of us learn trade jobs or any of the other things. They actually do it. They do the job. They learn how the math works. They understand that, money gets hidden, money gets lost, all kinds of stuff. Culture taught at-risk youth how to properly care for their flowing rocks. Well, it's good to have hair care, right? Hey, Tom, what's going on? For me to poop on. That's right. Little triumph humor for those of you in the chat. Thank you, Tom. Love you, brother. I'm just so sick of the dog and pony show. Yes, me too. I take a lot of the boxes, and it makes them insane that I don't spew their lies. Yeah, I know, Louvrian. I know. I can't wait to talk with you again. Hopefully you can make the next member stream. Tell me good stories and stop insulting me and others. Absolutely. Mr. Tickle Trunk for Canadian $5 again. Thank you, my friend. Says, I grew up looking up to Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Bruce Lee. Cisco is still my favorite Star Trek captain. Simu Liu sounds like a racist to me. I don't know. I mean, honestly, do you think anybody legitimately tries to conjure outrage at everything somebody says? I mean, I find it hard to rise to the occasion on some of these stories to get motivated to be upset about them, because if it doesn't, I don't want to cover things that way, and if I don't know something, I don't want to care about it. So, yeah, maybe that's dumb. Maybe it's naive. But I want good things. But I promise you're going to be talking about this kind of thing. And again, I mean, if anybody at FNT or if Doomcox picks this up for Friday Night Frolics, or everybody over the weekend, the road shows pick this up, this thing's gonna run like wild horses across the plains, because you're gonna have every channel covering this story. And again, since Tom's here, thank you, Tom. You're the best around. Nothing is ever going to bring you down. I thought you'd appreciate that. Maybe not. All right. Bring back Triumph so he can poop on you. That's right. Wow, that sounded more like I am Cornholio. I need pee-pee for my bunghole. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. I'm not a good... Tom does a good Triumph. I like Tom. Tom's Triumph is good. Yeah. Let's see. Ong Bak. Ah, cool. Molo? George Moilo? I tried to drop the L. Am I not doing it right? George, please correct me. I thought I asked you in person. I thought we talked about... I just never wanted to... Moilo. Yeah, that's right. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, kids, do you like violence? Anyway, sorry. Disney investors would be interested in it for sure. Absolutely. And I would love to bring it to their attention. In fact, I think since Forbes is going to go public, I should pull a Triumph in their chat and just link when I do a video. And if I actually go out and do this and solicit managers to provide that information to me at their theaters and do a story on it, I think it would be interesting. But I imagine this is only going to be in probably the 4 or 5 biggest markets where they'll actually do the financial distribution and purchasing of these theaters. But we'll have to see. Yeah. I think we should talk to our local chains. Absolutely. If I lived in Japan and the news hyped up the first Caucasian lead film in the Asian market, finally, I'd find it incredibly embarrassing. Yes, Mr. Tickle Trunk for a Canadian $5. Excellent point, my friend. Considering that would not be true. Would not be true at all. Pete says, shh, Tom's here. There you go. Thank you for the promotion, Tina. You're awesome. My feelings are my truth. Your facts are your opinion. Well, thank you, Darius Munchausen. I know you're being facetious. Makani draws for another $5, as I mentioned earlier. Must be either hit the lottery or he's getting paid. Even if Shang-Chi does well its opening weekend, it will still suffer a bigger second week drop compared to Black Widow. Yeah. Look, you're going, no matter what, you're going to see a 60% drop off or more in these films, because everybody who is wanting to see it gets to see it the first weekend. And that's the new norm that the studios are going to have to accept, especially if they're going to run things side by side, a day and date release. Now, Shang-Chi isn't going to be a day and date release, so it will either do well or poorly on its own merits, or through a hollow victory on opening weekend. We'll just have to see. This is not what I want. I want things to either be good and be represented as good or not. Now, again, these programs are fantastic if they're kept, as that opportunity. It rents out 3-4 showings to put some people in positions to see a film that they wouldn't be able to afford to see. I'm all about it. But if just it buys out an empty theater and it doesn't help anybody, hello. Hopefully you can see my point. And thank you, Makani, for the $5. I appreciate you, brother. Do check out Makani's channel. One of my YouTube brothers. Brother. Mr. Tickle Truck's waving at people. I'm glad you're eating lunch. Take care of your food. I'm hungry now. You guys are talking about food. If you sold concessions when you were in high school, you know what makes money. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's what makes the theaters money because of the giant percentage that the studios take in the first weekend. And George agrees. And Lord Thoth agrees with me. This is weird. Yeah. I can do a Winnie the Pooh voice. Awesome. I may need that. On the lighter side, though, Simu Liu seemed like a nice guy when Script Doctor met him. I also think he's just along for the ride and not really racist. Mr. Tickle Trunk, you know what? I think you're probably right. And I think somebody told him, his agent, his manager, probably his agent, said, go out here and do this thing and say these words, because we need to score a victory against Disney. And, by you doing this in whatever form or fashion, it'll be helping. Maybe. Or maybe he was told he would be helping his community. I don't know. But again, it's been presented time and time again that some of the least informed people are in Hollywood. Yeah, that's what I thought. George Molo. Yeah. Yeah. They no longer care about profits. It's true. That's the issue. It's about culture control. Also true. Which is why we have to start paying attention and punishing banks and bringing it to everyday investors, that the banks are no longer interested in funding corporations that are mainly geared towards profit. That's why the ESG stuff and all the other crap out there is bad. It's one of the things that I think OnlyFans was threatening to expose, or I guess exposed, when they said, you know what, we have to concede to the new Puritans because we can't secure funding. And that embarrassed JP Morgan and the other two predominant banks that are essentially staffed with people from the Forum located in Europe. And I'm not going to talk about that here. Maybe someday. Maybe over an Odyssey. We can talk about the Forum stuff. If you want more information on what's really happening in the world, check out the Great Reset content over on Comics Division's channel and the content that he's making for Unsafe Space in the same vein. And check out Unsafe Space, of course, because they're awesome as well. Nikki D for $10. Thank you very much, my friend. Nikki D says, what would Disney classify as a successful box office opening for Shang-Chi? I think it'll open around 60. Any truth to the rumors that Eternal's moving its release date if Shang-Chi drops? And yes, and yes, and yes. I think you're close. I think they would consider a 60 million open in theaters, strictly theaters now, a success. And they wouldn't be wrong. I mean, this is a property nobody knows, nobody understands. What would Disney classify? So yeah, I think that would be successful, although projections put it in the low 40s. Tracking puts it in the low 40s. And yeah, no, they might claim Eternals moves for a different reason. I'll tell you what, if it goes as Tom predicts, Spider-Man's going to make this film look silly, and Black Widow look silly, and probably Doctor Strange looks silly, and definitely the Eternals look silly. And by the way, there's still no release permit, even though it made it through the censorship channels. There's still no release permit for Black Widow in China, and the only thing Disney's released in China since the centenary has been Luca, and that got lukewarm. Get it, Luca? Lukewarm reception. So there's that. Well, I can already tell you there are promotions out there to get a free opportunity to see this film. I will not expound upon that until I have tracked down all of the different ones that there are, but there is. It's out there. Everybody's talking about Rolos now because of what George said. So that's kind of funny. You can imitate Peter Lorre. I'm not creepy. Well, that's awesome. Peter Lorre is awesome. Yeah. Also, Democrats are not a community. Stop using that awful term. All black people are not a community. All white people aren't a community. Yes. Yes, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Thank you. Thank you very much. What's going on there? Who knew is in the house? House. You guys are talking about chocolate. And thank you for the promotion for my channel on Odyssey. You think the results of the California thing will affect the release date of the other thing or other big budget movies? I don't know. I couldn't care less. California's already had some problems when it comes to this revisitation of the gubernatorial office. And Tim Pool did a story about it just a few days ago about a felon being caught with hundreds of pieces of paper used to put people into elected offices that obviously weren't his, and has been charged with forgery and various other things. What would 30 million or below be considered a failure, catastrophic, disastrous? Yeah, so I'll read the whole thing, George. What would 30 million and below be considered for Shang-Chi? Does it have to hit 25 or below to be a failure? No. I think opening weekend at 25, under 30 million would be rough. I think under 30 million would be rough. It'd be hard to claim victory because, I mean, other films that have had day and date releases have outperformed that number. That'd be rough. And again, it's another Marvel catastrophe after. Yeah. And again, I mean, some people like the Marvel shows on Disney Plus, and that's, that's your thing. If you can ignore the blatant destruction of stuff, that's fine. Sometimes you're into a story, regardless of what it does to characters and the world that things are operated within. That's cool. Sometimes you drastically take out of context what the What If comics were all about, right? And you what if a billion things instead of one thing, which is kind of what happened in the What If, where Black Panther was Star-Lord, T'Challa was Star-Lord. How many different things changed there? Or were changed in order to accommodate that story. What's the number, I think, when it comes to Shang-Chi? I think if it does under 28 million, it's definitely going to be labeled a flop. I don't think they can even sugarcoat underperformance. And I don't even think they can point towards the variant stuff that they've been pointing towards for things underperforming. That's what I think. Like I said, I mean, to me, what's more important is the fall off from the first weekend to the second, because the legs of a film are usually what carry it on to success. It is the opening weekend is the biggest opportunity for the studio to recover some of their funds. It would be disastrous for Disney if this thing was under 30 million. So I think you're right. I think your number's exactly on point. Let's see. Results of recall in the Big Bear State, Golden Bear State, are definitely going to affect the future. Yeah, if he does, yeah, but look, at this point, there's already question to it, and I explained why. But I'm not going to talk about any of that here. Let's see. No interest in Marvel Phase Woke 4. Yeah, set your phasers to woke. Yeah, I know. Finite essay. I know. And again, that's not my story. I'm not claiming anything at all other than this is a legitimate news story. That's what happened. Those are the charges that were filed. Those are the things that were found in the vehicle. There you are. Dad Man Walking. So good to see you. Who is this CultureCasino guy? Good question. Come and meet me. I am going to be in Florida a couple of times here in the next couple of months. I will definitely be at the next get-together thingy. I'm going to stop into Cleveland at least in October to visit with some folks out there. So I'll let people know when I'm going to be around. I like to meet people. It was amazing hanging out with people the other day. I got to hang out with RK Outpost and Bigglesmets and Jed. And we did a live stream from this amazing retro arcade and bar. That was freaking phenomenal. You should go back and watch that. I think it's on, it's on Pop Culture Archivist channel. Alchivist? That was weird. All right. That's why they hate fans, because fans are educated. They want uninformed normies that will absorb their messages. Well, maybe that's true. I can enjoy stuff that is even not necessarily within the realm of the canon, as long as it's well done and the story's good and it doesn't destroy the canon. I personally can't stand any of the 3 Marvel shows, says Mr. Tickle Trunk. After 2 episodes, I was out of Wanda. 3 episodes of Loki. Yeah, well, Owen Wilson is an awesome actor. I love him. Totally skipped Falcon because of the racism. Yeah, reverse racism in that, for sure. And the do better lecture that you're going to get in everything that's Marvel. If you can't see that, I can't help you. But you're essentially contributing to the destruction of the children's future because they're going to accept this do better bullshit. Wow, I cursed on my channel, guys. I don't usually do that. At least I'm an hour and 15 minutes in. 35 to 55 at best for my prediction, says Machini Dross. Machini? All right, brother. Yeah. I still think it's going to track right where it's tracking. I think it's going to hit 40. But if it was under 30, it would be a disaster. Just an absolute disaster. I don't know anybody that's excited to see it. They haven't sold it well. They didn't introduce the character. It is what it is. 30 million and 60% drop. I overestimated TSS. Done with the pink tated glasses predictions. Yeah. Yeah. Crease? Yes. 30 million open, 60% drop second weekend. I wouldn't be surprised. 30 million domestic box office. Man. Yeah. Ugh. I was in Florida for the Orange Bowl and I wasn't a fan of the sideways rain going up my nose. I know rain gets weird, man. There in Florida. Woo-hoo-hoo. Crazy. Do better, culture. I will, Crease. No. I know. I just use that term because they use that term. But yeah. I am dead, man. There you go. Murder is murder. Theft is theft. Yes, I agree with you. I think, I'm not going to get into that one. My hope is it's 30 and under so they can't spin it. Yeah, they won't be able to spin it at all. They can't spin their way out of the failure. George, you're spot on, my friend. Spot on indeed. They should have had mentions of Shang-Chi and Doctor Strange, to be honest. Yes, Rogue Disney. Yes. And I know that you and I grew up ensconced in Disney, firmly. And so, this type of stuff, as Disney kind of rolled it in, we just kind of, put our arms around it and said, wow, this is awesome. Great. Expanding the thing we love. So, but they should have done that all along. Yes. I bet you there's an article about this. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I don't think it's going to break 30. This thing's DOA. I think so too. And I think they know it. It's just like the Cowboy Bebop thing that we were talking about at the beginning of the stream that, of course, I spent a considerable amount of time talking about on Midnight's Edge in the Morning, which is one of the best streams that you're going to find on a Friday. Because, again, that rolls into this show, which also rolls into everything else you're probably going to see over the weekend. An excellent analysis. Today's panel was just amazing. Lorena Creole, Valiant Renegade, Diego from Midnight's Edge, Espanol. And I love having him everywhere. He's great. And of course, obviously, Tom and the boss man, Andre. I was surrounded by brilliance and I love it. That's the other cool thing. I get to hang out with smart people on YouTube. Really cool. Self-defense isn't murder. That's kind of true. Yeah. You guys are the best. What if they pay out 3 months rent if you go watch it? Wow, Rajesh, that could actually get people in the theaters, considering that the moratorium ban, most people don't know this. This is a political story. Supreme Court just struck down what the current occupant of the executive office of the United States actually tried to do through executive fiat. They just struck that down again last evening. Again. So, yeah, which means you can't do it legally. So maybe that'll be a way to do it. You have no interest in seeing it. You read the Shang-Chi comics. Oh, wow. Good news to Culture. Tokyo's Dining is back open. Yeah. I love that place. Really good. Tokyo Dining is great food. I love eating upstairs and having the sushi. It's really good. Live hibachi is fantastic there too. Some people would call that Mongolian style, but it's really good. They cook right in front of you. Really cool. If you've ever been to a Benihana, it's kind of that kind of thing. Yeah, they did crush it today. Nah, I wasn't part of the reason, but I did enjoy talking about Cowboy Bebop, which I love. So smart people are fantastic, and it's not measured in degrees or certificates. Absolutely, and you don't have to be. And you can have a bunch of you can have a bunch of sheepskins on the wall. That's fine. I mean, I honor the time that you were willing to put up with some educational institutions BS. I mean, I have several pieces of sheepskin for the things that I do, but it doesn't mean you're smart. It means you went along with the bologna sausage that they essentially were teaching you how to make. Only in practice can you participate in the world in a larger way. And that's the problem with academics. They get wrapped up in their academia and they don't see the outside world for what it is. They try to invent a new world and then try to force you into it. Bad planning. Indeed. Yeah, it was a 6-3 ruling last night. That's correct, Crease. That's somebody else that read. I love to read. I do it all day. Corn Pop is not having a good week. Yeah. Feel bad for Corn Pop. What are they going to do with all those people that can't pay their rent? How are they going to deal with the massive influx of homeless? I don't know. I really don't. I've been worried about this for a long time, especially since they've encouraged people not to work through various means and mechanisms. It's going to lead to more crime at a time when, ACAB, according to people. Man, don't get me on the political stuff. Time out. Louvrian makes a good point. Makes me wonder if everyone who paid off their student loans is going to get the $50K back. Hey, I would like all of the money that I spent back, please. Thank you. Thank you. But I don't want you to print money to do it. Eric K. I is a smart speller. Yes, you are. And a funny guy, a great human being. Thank you for being here, my friend. Daryl the Derelict says, hail, culture will hail to you. Again, I love your avatar and your Hemet. Great Hemet. Cobra Kai is fantastic. This is a true statement. The guys from Midnight's Edge also swear by the show. Yep. And I will tell you, it's very, very good. Theory doesn't equal reality. No, it doesn't. And that's why it's a theory. And that's why, the 3-letter stuff that's trying to be pushed in these schools is just that. And it is 1000% wrong. And you end up with some major problems. Yeah. I'd like to get a free digital copies of movies I can see in the theater included with my ticket. Well, may not be included with your ticket. Doesn't mean they're not out there. And as my friends at Midnight Dead would say, I don't encourage any of that. But I will tell you that during the course of your normal web browsing, you should be utilizing, and this is not a plug, guys, because I don't get paid by them, so this isn't a paid sponsorship or anything. You should check out Surfshark or any other form of VPN, because VPNs protect you and your sensitive data at all times, regardless of where you go on the internet. And if you learn anything from Cyberpunk, it's that, connecting to the net is dangerous at all times. End of line. Little Tron reference there. Wow, I don't know why that happened. I just got Indiana Jones in my head. Oh, well, thank you for that. I really appreciate that. That high praise. High praise. You guys are the best. I love you. All your support. It's amazing. Hey, Mr. Ticketron says, the word theory doesn't mean hypothesis. A scientific theory is a collection of facts to both explain and predict an outcome. When people use it incorrectly, I wince. Well, I guess I used it incorrectly, although theories have to evolve because those conditions don't always line up. And when it comes to the 3-letter thing, none of it lines up. And there you go. See? Promotion. Yeah, that's true. You could change things. You could avoid using a VPN and use like a SOX proxy. There are some ways around that. But essentially what you're doing with a VPN is creating a tunnel to create a secure point-to-point connection. You're supposed to get priority traffic on the internet in a tunnel, but a lot of the VPNs are overloaded. Wow, my grad program was essentially a vocational on-the-job training scheme. You can't learn crime scene management or grave evacuation from lectures or Blackboard videos, so it's not all a racket. No, absolutely. Yeah, there are practical things in practice that you have to do for some of the sheepskins, right? You are definitely my vintage if you know end of line. That's right. You know, they in the Disney film Tron Legacy, they actually properly used that. I loved it. It was really kind of fun. Theories aren't laws. That's also true. My internet was not slower than a sloth climbing down from a tree. I'd try a VPN. Oh, yeah. There you go. But I love that. Sloths are awesome. Oh, wait. There's apparently a place in Florida I can go and pet a sloth. Pretty excited about that. And I'm going to zip line over gators. I'm going to make Drunk do it too. That sounds fun. Just a theory doesn't make sense when you consider there's a theory of gravity and music theory. Well, that's true. Music theory has evolved. Theory of gravity. There have been some challenges to that concept of why we have gravity. Recently. Hypothesis first. A theory is essentially a story created by using facts. A theory will never become fact because that statement makes no sense scientifically. Well, there you go. Well, that's true. A law is a theory that hasn't been refuted yet. Well, there you are. Wow, I love those semantic arguments in the chat. Again, I'm not an author, but I want to be. I want to author some scripts. I'm working on that right now. You guys are awesome. Man, we stopped covering things, and I've just been interacting with the chat. That's bananas. Yeah, you're right. I think this is why we have to kind of point it out. So you can pet a sloth at the strip club. No. I want to pet a sloth. So jealous right now. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find that place and go. Down with the law of gravity, says Joachim Stark for some Swedish krona, 20 Swedish krona. Thank you for that, my friend. And you get the ding ding super chat notification there on the screen. I love that. I'm love that I have that new toy now. It's a good toy. Immediate gratification for the audience. Yes, and this is terrible that this word has been changed. I don't, and you and I both have had this conversation. Yeah. It'll be fine. If you saw him laying on the couch, I'm going to put him. That's the next thing I'm going to create. The next meme I'm going to create is drunk going across a zip line over gators. You know, in that sleeping thing that they caught him when we were all in Vegas. Repeal physical laws. I never studied law. Chat is the great derailer, as it should be. Absolutely. And I don't mind being derailed. We've got more out there. That was a long detour for a short drink. We've got 38 of you. We ran downhill really fast because I let myself be derailed, and I loved it, every minute of it. So let's talk about the last thing that we're going to get to today, which isn't all that I highlighted here in the chat. We have, of course, another bounding into comics take on something that's been out there in various forms and fashions, and has definitely been, the rumors are, these aren't rumors, but they've corroborated some things that I'd heard. Rumor: actors, filmmakers, and other Hollywood creatives are refusing to get The Thing. This was just released on, well, this morning. A new rumor claims that actors, filmmakers, and Hollywood creatives are not getting The Thing. This rumor comes from the former editor of The Hollywood Reporter, Matthew Baloney, as part of his newsletter titled What I'm Hearing, which this is true. In the latest newsletter, Baloney writes, we're now more than a year into an awkward restart of the film and TV production. Studios are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to keep cameras rolling around the world. And of course, The Thing is readily available. And as of Monday, the pharmaceutical company shots are approved by the drug people in our government. And still, there are way too many actors, filmmakers, and other creative people refusing to get The Thing. And this is a news story. So, in regards to The Thing and everything going on, you need to consult your doctor. Doctor's advice is required. Baloney quotes an anonymous executive who tells him, "You'd be shocked at how many actors are just saying no." The executive added, like, what are we even doing if the leaders on our sets aren't leaders? Well, maybe they are, just not the way you want them to be. They're leading in a different direction. Of course, Baloney goes on to claim that I've heard from a few agents that several clients are just super protective of their bodies, whatever that means, and thus just don't want The Thing. And again, if you're concerned about it, either direction, you should consult your doctor. Of course, it talks about, Sean Penn and his delusional take on things, which, I could have been saying for the last 15 years. He went on to later detail conversations he'd had with top production executives on why they were not mandating The Thing. Again, consult your doctor. The conversations reiterated that a number of actors are not getting The Thing. Baloney explained some actors and others simply won't get The Thing. And talent being talent, the studios, or more likely the filmmakers, don't want to lose them and potentially impact the quality of the production or the continuity of the shoot. Again, I hope everybody is consulting their doctor. It's not just actors, Baloney claims. Those top production executives also detailed that staff in hubs like Louisiana or Georgia are not getting The Thing. And again, maybe they should consult their doctor. The rumor claims, following a report at the end of July, that Netflix was just mandating The Thing for all of its productions in the United States. Again, hopefully everybody's consulting their doctor. Deadline reported Netflix has become the first major Hollywood studio to implement a blanket policy mandating The Thing for the casts of all of its U.S. productions, as well as those who come into contact with them on set. Well, I imagine everybody is consulting their doctor. In early August, Deadline would also report that Amazon Studios was in discussion to have all their U.S.-based productions to require The Thing for actors as well as those who come into contact with them on the set. Okay, well, there you go. I bet you everybody's consulting their doctor, and they should be. These reports came after SAG-AFTRA, or the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, labor union, announced new Thing guidelines that allowed producers the option to implement mandatory The Thing policies for casts and crew in Zone A on a production by production basis. I imagine all of those people and all of these organizations are consulting doctors. Anyway, it is what it is, and that's pretty much the bulk of the article. It just goes on and on and on. And now, to be fair, there are a lot of people that are concerned. And I imagine they are consulting their doctor. Hopefully you do too. That's all I'll say about that. But does it surprise me? No. No. Because originally all this stuff, all of this noise was going the other direction. Because there was a different person occupying the executive office at the time. Hard to imagine. Let's go back and catch your chats and all of that. Yeah, I know. I have to be careful how I pronounce his name. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's Bellany. I always do that wrong. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, Mr. Tickle Trunk, but we have to say I don't know. Just got a call from a sibling that was exposed to the thing. Undergoing quick tests now. Hopefully results this evening or early tomorrow. Yes, one man show. I hope that comes out in your favor. But if not, hopefully you were consulting a doctor, and obviously they're consulting a doctor. So, yeah, absolutely. Tim Pool has it right. Ask your doctor. I imagine those people have no interest in this, and they're going to be the ones. And by the way, there is room for religious opposition to this, and it has to be taken into account. So I imagine if you're within this particular affiliation, you can say no, thank you, because it doesn't fall in line with that stuff. And this is somebody who is in the science aspect of this, so you can definitely read this. Yeah, and that's going to be a huge bummer. One-man show for sure. Yeah. If the story gets traction, this could be very good way to fracture Hollywood and tear out the rot. Hollywood likes to maintain their hive mind image. Yeah, well, they don't have one. Roof Crane. Yeah. You're looking at some massive class action lawsuits too in the future. If you're a business or an entity that forces this upon people without them being able to consult their doctor, could be a problem. Quite possibly. Everybody should be checking with their doctor, should know more about your health. You and your doctor should know more about your health than anybody in the general public. There you go. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that an interesting takeaway? Some people would say that, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Absolutely. One visitor, 4 hours per day. Holy cow. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to look at it. Hard to say. Wow, there's a lot of science here, kids. I don't know anything about this. You definitely should consult your doctor. Hey, there's Philip Gaming. Good to see you. Good to see you, Bagels. Hey, Lasso of Truth, I have missed you so much, Trina. I hope you're okay and doing well. I hope. I haven't seen you. I really hope that isn't personal, because I missed you. I missed you. I think all the elites should. I'm not even going to go down this. I'm not. I just want everybody to consult their doctor. I'm reading through the comments, guys. I'm sorry. From a legal standpoint, and again, I am not an attorney, but I imagine that this will This won't hold up in a court of law because they won't be able to determine that. And all you have to do is tell them you're going to sue the bejesus out of them and say that if you were ever fired in the future, it's because of this. There's a big problem with this, kids. Big. Yeah, I agree with this statement as well, but they don't want to fight the lawsuits that they're going to be peppered with. Oh, that's not good, Biggles. Yeah, I don't like covering this. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I need to get into doing this again with Wes. When we cover our news over on Odyssey, a lot of it dives very deeply into that aspect of things. I like to talk about, business there as well, but I get to talk more freely about some of the things that you don't get to talk about here. So, yeah, I can't actually begin to fathom why this is the case, but I can't talk about it. Hey, what's going on? Snowdub Live. What's up, Snowdub? He says, justice for Jolly. I think, isn't Jolly returning? I think, guys, you should be able to check out some Cotton Connection stuff. Hanging out with Jolly, with Snowdub Live, and, of course, Puff. Great bunch of puppets. Love all the people involved. Yeah. Yeah, I do like to be fun. That's true. Oh, I want a taco so badly right now. So hungry. All right, well, guys, I mean, I can keep going, but there's not much else to talk about. I mean, the next thing I was going to get into, there's no way we would get out of it in a reasonable period of time. So I'm closing all my windows, so I'm not even tempted. I had a great time today. Be aware that you're going to start seeing leaks in the trades about the performance digitally of Black Widow. They'll be strategically leaked about its digital sell-through and everything else. I think I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. Those numbers have been rising. Digital sell-through, and this obviously its performance on Disney Plus is a premier access title. So as those numbers pick up, it's going to take away more and more of the argument that ScarJo and her agent has in this legal case. So just be prepared. There's some other stuff that's going to drop in the trades. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that's been going on, and you're going to start to see some of what Cameron Pasha has been talking about recently come to fruition. The guy is prognosticating amazing. I don't know what you call him. He's amazing guy. Just he's crystal balling the future a lot of times, and I try to see as far in front of the car as I can, but he's like miles ahead of me. So. Do check out anything at any time you can get with Cameron Pasha. He's awesome. So, yeah, I did look into the Nielsen thing, absolutely, and you're not wrong. In fact, this is part of the stuff that I think Cameron was talking about that I was just kind of mentioning subtly. Yeah, the Nielsen accreditation, they suspended it themselves, by the way. So this is in regards to Nielsen losing their accreditation. No, they just suspended it themselves. The MRC isn't going to have justification to pull it completely because they are Nielsen's standing by their numbers. The folks that represent the advertising side of things, and all these networks and stuff, they want to be able to charge more for their advertising, and it's looking worse and worse as far as the actual viewership of linear television. So there you are. But yeah, no, I did look into it, and like I said, they pulled it themselves. So an amazing prognosticator. Yes, that's correct. Yep. Yes, Eric K. We are all headed that way. We can venture more deeply into the clown world over on FNT, and then you can slip off if you are so inclined to see Friday Night Frolics over on Doomcock's channel, and after that there are many other shows, including our friends Ord's Board. on his channel, as well as Matt Fowler and Foulball Productions. The excellent and funny panel shows, great way to wrap up your night. Tomorrow, I'm doing Saturday Culture to Gaming, which will be a simultaneous live stream on Twitch as well as here on YouTube for as much as I can get performance out of StreamYard, which seems right now I've had so far. Not too bad. So I'm pretty pumped up about that. And hopefully I can expand my Twitch base. I'm 25 subs from, or at least I was 25 followers, from affiliate with Twitch, which I don't have any idea what any of that means, but I'm learning. And Nerdrotics soon. And yeah, it could be a little crowded over there, but you stand out in a room there, one man show. Thank you, Jamie Castillo. I appreciate your support, my friend. I will be streaming, as I just mentioned, Saturday. I'll be co-streaming simultaneously. So there's the ever lovely Nerium Noah, making great content in the form of Bonds, an incredible book that has been shipped to me. I'm just awaiting it now. I can't even tell you how excited I am for it, and to keep promoting everything that Katie, Red Gaze, Vinny Art, and so many other independent creators are putting together. We have a lot of them in our group of humans. We have a lot of people that support them, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of them directly, and to all the people that support independence. You guys are the best. Please have a good weekend, as is mentioned here. I will say the following: be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. Wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. It truly is. And until next time, bye.
Cluster button be seated. This time we're landing in about 1 minute. Thank you.
Realize this is old credits, so some people are missing. I can't believe I didn't upload the new ones. I'm sorry.